Hey guys, so I'm going to quickly go through 10 health tips that, my top 10 health tips that I use pretty much every day. To keep you healthy, and if you haven't got especially if you're getting into business or in business, anybody who's in business and then got sick knows what a detriment it can be to the business. So a healthy body equals a healthy business. So number one, earthing, grounding. What is earthing or grounding? Basically connecting to the earth. Earthing is a fast-growing movement based on the discovery that connecting to the Earth's natural energy is essential for vibrant health. What it basically does, to get into more details, Earth gives off electrons that your body needs, and if you connect to the Earth, you get the electrons in your body. And also what it does is draws out any voltage that's not supposed to be in your body, any static energy that's in your body's, any charge basically that's in your body. Now these days, obviously, you can walk outside, you walk on the beach bare feet, but you can also be earthed inside. You can get sheets, so you can be earthed all night. You can get, now I've got these, of course. You can get mats to put under your computer. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one. You can get mats to put under your computer. You can pretty much get anything, and you be earthed inside the universal mat. You can have socks. You can get shoes that are earthed. Now I put links to earthing material if you want to have a look at some below. There are affiliate links. It was recently my son's birthday, so and these are plugs, so you can test, because there's two ways you can be earthed inside. You can put a rod on a wire, stick the copper rod outside your window, attach it to a wire, and then attach it to the these mats and bed sheets. But if you're 50 stories up, you can't do that. So what you do is you get a plug that only the earth is so you stick the plug in the wall, and only the earth is the positive and neutral are encased, so they can't be no energy can go through it. Basically, you just plug into the earth of the building, and you can do it that way. I've been doing this for years. Wouldn't be, especially sleep, wouldn't sleep without being earthed. So you can sleep 8 hours. And especially people who now, one major thing that sleeping earth does is there's a stress hormone called cortisol, and basically when you earth, it brings your cortisol back to balances the cortisol. So earthing is definitely in my top 5 healthy tips, and healing tips too, because earthing is very extraordinarily good for any inflammation and pain. Okay, let's have a look at number 2. Okay guys, we want to check out a guy called Tony Pantalleresco's YouTube channel called Herbs Plus Beadworks. Okay, here it is. Here he's got a wealth of health wealth of healthy material, and but what I will say, if you're looking for pharmaceutical type stuff, then you probably don't want to come to Tony's channel here, because he does stuff outside the box, stuff that really works. I've tried it and it works, fantastically. I'll give you an example. He's got ways to generate your teeth. Now, one thing you can do is mix up borax and borax and Epsom salts, and obviously diluted in water, and that helps with teeth. But also trisodium, a thing called trisodium phosphate, and is it citric acid? No, it's trisodium phosphate and I'm just forgetting the other ingredient. It's trisodium phosphate, and because trisodium phosphate actually will help to generate regenerate the teeth, and actually stop decays. But you just gargle with this. You gargle with it for a few minutes and then spit it out. Trisodium phosphate and baking soda. But you want to go and check out for the precise ingredients there. Check out. I'll quickly go through what he's got here. Protection against radio frequencies. Beware the blue beam. If you guys don't know, there's blue light that comes out of computers, etc. is bad for your eyes, bad for your health. Antidote, salt in yourself. So scalp formula. Talking about vaccines, how to make a nano formula for prostate. Grounding yourself. See, he's got one there about earthing there. Power of copper. They say that copper is bad for you, but it's actually good for you. How to make a Faraday cage. There it is there, regenerating your teeth. What about chemtrails, smart dust? Just a whole bunch of awesome stuff. Sodium, all about absorption from the heart, so good stuff for the heart. Liquefying honey with no heat. How does all be making a natural antidepressant. So just a whole bunch of helpful stuff. I use his material every day. And he also does podcasts and a lot of other stuff. Put links to his channel below, but there it is there up there. Herbs plus Beadworks. Okay, what's next on the list? Shungite. Now, this is one that Tony disagrees with, but what is shungite? Shungite is basically a carbon, really. It's in the shape of a soccer ball. Now, I agree with Tony in that there's a thing called C60, and people take it internally. I only use shungite for protection against EMF fields. There are people who put the shungite rocks in water. I wouldn't do that because I agree with Tony in that that's probably nano getting into your system, and I don't know if you want nanocarbon in your system. Okay, so I would just use this. I do, however, I do wear a pendant. Once again, do your own research about that. I do wear the pendant because I don't think that's probably going to do more good than bad, I would say. But anyway, and I know Tony disagrees with me on that one. But now, let's have a look. So, here's some, on this website, they've done some comparisons. See, this area they've put shungite, and that's compared to no shungite. Materials grown with shungite and without, because you can put it on your plants grow better, etc. Shungite, purify the water there. But do your research, guys. I do use shungite, but I don't drink it. EMF protection, see there, electromagnetic shungite. I've actually got some protection on my phone. You can get stickers, etc. that you can stick on your router and your phones, and it protects you. So there's shungite. You want to do research on that. What's the next one? Sun gazing. Okay. I've been sun gazing for, I don't know, 4 years, 5 years. Let's have a look at the benefits. Basically what it is, and you really want to be careful with this one, guys. Start off half an hour before the half an hour after the sun rises, and that's the time that you can look when you first start off. You know, up to half an hour after the sun rises, and then basically morning when the sun first comes up. Okay, it's relatively safe then, but you want to start off with a couple of seconds directly looking at the sun. Okay, just a couple of seconds. Take it easy. Once again, do your research. This is for entertainment purposes only. Disclaimer, you know, be careful, do your research. Okay. Okay, so boost production of melatonin and serotonin. I can attest to that because I get better sleeps. Increased energy levels, yep, that's true. Increases the actual size of the pineal gland, yes. And also, guys, you will start to have more vivid dreams, and your intuition will increase as well. Okay, promotes weight loss, yes, because you actually get energy from the sun. And there's a lot of what I would say disinformation about sun gazing as well. You know, people say, you know, after a while, sun gazing, you're going to do miraculous things. Now you might, but I think it's more subtle than that. But if you're definitely low on melatonin, energy, and you want to get more intuition and have vivid dreams, or if you want to learn how to astral what do you call it, not astral travel, lucid dream, then sun gazing, definitely. Okay, meditation. Now, I started off, meditation is just switching off your mind, basically. This is easy to do, so don't complicate it. What you can do if you just started out and never meditated before is put aside 5 minutes a day and go and sit somewhere in a corner, whatever. Have no distractions. Turn off your phone and you know, radios and whatever. You can have some, you know, nice relaxing music going in the background if you want. But you know, once again, start off slow. In the beginning, all you have to do really is go and sit somewhere and maybe follow your breath, look at your breath, be aware of your thoughts, and you know, just try and put aside thinking and worrying for 5 minutes. Even just sit there and do absolutely nothing, and that'll get you into the habit of feeling okay doing absolutely what you think is nothing. Now, I started out with transcendental meditation. Now, the first, I found that awesome, guys. That might be a good one to start on, transcendental meditation, if you can find somewhere where you can learn it. But it doesn't have to be, meditation doesn't have to be complicated. Just, you know, sit down and be aware of your breathing in and breathing out, and try and do that as long as you can. I found transcendental meditation very good when I first did it, and the feeling I got when I must have gone from, I don't know, you know, there's different levels of, what would you call it, awareness or consciousness, and I think I must have gone from whatever you know, from being alert to relaxed, and I actually, you know, felt that, there's alpha, beta, delta, whatever, what would you call them, levels of consciousness or alertness. Okay, so what I must have done, the first time I must have done something, went from like alpha to beta, and I definitely felt it. It was just like, you know, just super relaxed. And the thought welled up inside me, and I know this is all maybe sounding a bit woo-woo, but this is all, stuff that actually happened. I didn't read it out of a book. I actually experienced it. What happened was, with the feeling, thought welled up inside me that just said, yeah, I'm going home. That was the feeling. Okay, now later on I branched on to, I did Kriya Yoga, Paramahansa Yogananda, autobiography of a yogi. If you guys haven't read that book, I would suggest read that book, before you die. Don't worry about the yogi business and all that, because there's actually, it's a science. Kriya Yoga is a science. Okay, then I branched out, and where are we? I learnt the Merkaba meditation of Drunvalo Melchizedek, this guy here, and that's a fairly, it's more of a disciplined meditation, but I've been doing that for 20 odd years now. So you might want to look into that. There's a lot to that, so I won't even try to explain that one. Now what do we got? Nature, well, that goes without saying, guys. Get out into nature if you can, or you can go barefoot. Next one I've been doing for about Tibetan rites, the 5 Tibetan rites. I've been doing that for 40 years, 30, 40 years, I'm not sure. Now, so what are the Tibetan rites? They're basically a set of 5 sort of yoga moves, really, is what they are. The Tibetan monk, this group of Tibetan monks used to do them, and a guy who lived with them for a while wondered why they were always so, healthy and never got sick, etc. And he put it down to this set of 5 moves that they did. Now there are 5 different exercises, and each exercise you do 21 times. You build up to 21. Most people can't do 21 on the first go. I'll quickly go through them. The first one is, with your hands out like that, you turn around, round to your right, and do that. Turn around to your right 21 times. Next one is, I'll just maybe show you this. So you lift your head, try and keep your shoulders down. You lift your head, chin to your, lift your chin to your chest, and feet straight up like that. Do that 21 times. Next one. You basically here, you put your hands on the bum like that, and then go lift up your chin and go backwards, and while pressing down on the hands, okay, and you're tensing that and going up. Now you do that one 21 times. Next one is the bridge, I think, commonly known as the bridge. Now what these exercises do, guys, is if you look into it, she's just relaxing for a minute there. Here's the 4th Tibetan one, which is basically the bridge. Just pause it, guys. What these 5 exercises do is, there are energy, what would you call them? Energy inlets, energy vortexes in your body. There's 7 main ones, and what these exercises do is they balance the energy coming into your body, and they keep the energy in your body balanced, basically. Like you've got one at the forehead, one at the chin, one at the heart, solar plexus and sacral, and that's where the energy comes in and out, produces your aura, I think. Keeps those spinning vortexes. Just look up chakras. Do some research on chakras. C-H-A-K-R-A-S. Spinning vortexes. Some people can see them. You know, some people can see auras, etc. So this is basically the bridge. That's pretty well known in Yoga 1, that. So you do that 21 times, build up to 21 times with that. And then the fifth one is basically what in yoga they call downward dog, I think. This is another fairly common one. You will see, my computer's, hopefully my computer doesn't. Yeah, so that's basically downward dog, really. Is, you know, you will see you'll see dogs and cats too, I think, doing that sort of thing. Okay, so that's the 5. So you've got the spinning, and you build up to 21 times. Each of these exercises 21 times. You've got the, just do the research, but it keeps you supple, agile, and if you're into anything like, you know, any sports, parkour, whatever, this will help with that. As will the bare feet. Repeat up to 21 times. So there you go. What else have we got? Do something you love every day. That sort of goes without saying too. Do as much as you, I mean, the ultimate is do things that you love doing every day. And it's not about, you know, it's obviously not about, you know, just yourself, because, but in a way it is, because you can't help anybody else if you haven't helped, you know, if you're not happy, not healthy, etc. Now, this one here, 9, is really self-explanatory. Exercise can be gentle, can be, like, I jump on the old rebounder sometimes, and that's a nice gentle one, but then other times I feel a bit more exuberant, so I'll, you know, do whatever. You know, you don't have to, it's up to you. You know, just go out for a walk. You know, if you know, don't really want to go outside or it's wet, get a rebounder or get a exercycle. I've also got an exercycle, so when it's wet or whatever, I just jump on that. So basically, no excuses really. Now this one is great, guys, because you know, it's supposedly you know, without being too religious about it, if you're not religious at all, you know, we're made in the image of God, and God's main job seems to be to create. But creating is like, sort of like helping people. You know, you get a good feeling after you've helped someone, and you also get a good feeling after you've created something. If you've created, so, you know, go make some, whatever you you love doing. If you like talking, well, you've created, you know, you've created communication. Just, you know, obviously these things you can mix and match too. So you could be in nature and do something you love and creating. You know. Now the bonus one, obviously, you know, I know some of these are fairly obvious, but it's all about balance. And you get to a stage, if you're not already, where you know when you're out of balance, and just get back to, you know, what's real. Now, obviously, probably one of the most important ones that I also put in here is, you know, family and friends, support, relationships, which is a biggie. You know, that's a biggie, to keep you healthy, body, mind, and spirit. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that's helped and given you a few things to think about. Definitely go and check out Tony Pantalleresco's channel if you're at all concerned about, you know, saving your teeth and getting rid of inflammation and basically just staying healthy and on top of things. Go and check out Tony's and, you know, try some of these things. And also do some research before you jump into things like sun gazing and shungite and even earthing. Tibetan Right's fairly straightforward. Nature's fairly straightforward. Not much research required there. Meditation, do whatever, see, like meditation, a lot of these overlap, like meditation and creating. If you're creating something, you can get sort of lost in the moment and you go really into a meditative mode. So, it's a few of these are mix and match and overlap.